In order to get a blessing, you have to be a blessing. Then you see the words go to first, and witness the word of the universe. In order to get a blessing, you have to be a blessing. I pray negativity leaves my space, and I hope many blessings come your way. In order to get a blessing, you have to be a blessing.
Yes, y'all. I told y'all we're gonna do it. We're gonna bring you the biggest names in the game. The birthday interview week is the grand finale. Filmmaker Friday. I go by the name of the enTIEtainer. Follow me on all social media platforms and even on Cash App at enTIEtainer. Today we have a film director with you. He goes by the name of Jarrett Dunbar. How you
Yes,
doing
sir.
today, Dunbar?
Hey, good, Derek, man. We're doing real good, man. We're on lunch break, doing a little running around, taking care of a few things. And
Hey
and
man,
one of the things right now is taking care of your podcast, bro.
hey man, that's a blessing, man. That's why I tell them don't raise the bar, raise the Dunbar. You know, that's why I put them up. Hey, you want? Hey, like I say, if you want to go far, you got to rock the Dunbar. You
Yes,
know.
sir.
Hey, I know,
I like that.
time. I know time and money, money and time. So through your name, Dunbar, I'm gonna ask you a few questions, man. And
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
it's a blessing to talk to you. And that was matter of fact, that was Zay Sanford on the hook. You know,
Oh,
in the
okay.
beginning, in order to get a
Nice beat.
blessing, you got to be a blessing.
Yes,
So,
sir. You ain't lying about that.
so the D name is for dreams. What is your dream right now? Are you just living your dreams and how can your dreams get bigger and better? What are your dreams? Talk to us about your dreams.
Man, that word dream means a lot, bro. Yeah, I'm actually living my dream, man. Doing production and film, making films, being a director. And I remember I was in a men's meeting. We did um, Pursuit of Happiness, and we did a book, working through it as a group of guys. And at the end, we did a survey, and to kind of show you about your leadership style, questionnaires that kind of let you know what type of person you were, whether you were a leader, whether you were a good oracle person, good talker. And mine was a dreamer, and we had about 30 guys in the group, and everybody's raising their hand on what leadership qualities they had and what personality qualities they had. And I was kind of embarrassed to raise my hand because the survey and the questionnaire tally up to where I was a dreamer, and so no one else had raised their hand, so I didn't raise my hand. But the guy gave this whole layout of how I dream, of how we move, how we're motivated. And I definitely say I'm a dreamer, man, and I'm definitely living my dream now, bro. God connected me with some people, opened some doors for me, and sometimes you kind of look around and you be like, dang, man, how did I get here? But definitely, man, I'm living my dream, bro.
All right, the U is for unique. What makes what you do unique? And because the world of entertainment, the world of whatever we do is real competitive. What makes what you do
Yeah.
unique?
I guess, well, for me being unique, man, it's almost like I kind of came into an area when I went through film school, got out of film school, and I kind of learned so many tools along the way. Once I stepped into the industry, I almost had a lot of arsenal that I can go from. So I guess my uniqueness is kind of to be versatile, to be able to do more than one thing, and I kind of liken it to being like some people live in Atlanta, and 75 and 85, they kind of go together at some point.
Right.
Like people from California, they be like, how can you have an interstate named 75, 85? And that's kind of like how the industry is. You got to have you can have five or six other things that you do well, but in some kind of way, you have to be able to merge them together. And then at that point, it's kind of how you solidify yourself in the industry, solidify yourself in your craft. Because I think the gift of that I have, I can, when things are unstable, I can still be stable and make choices that benefit me in the middle of it.
Okay. The N is for networks. Tell the people some of the networks that your work has appeared on.
Uh, right now, I do a lot of independent stuff. So my God bless and living unhappy, everything kind of go that way till I'm on big networks. But um, I personally, man, I've worked for TBS, ESPN, uh, HBO, Showtime. Uh, Man, long list of names, man. Probably 10 of the biggest networks now that we see on TV. I've worked on some project along the way with that.
Okay. Okay. The
Yeah,
biz
man.
for belief. Who other than people that you work with every day, you know, in the limelight, who are people that behind you? Who are people that believe in you? Who are the
Oh
unsung
man,
heroes in your life?
man, it's a lot of my family members for sure, bro. Like, there's some times, man, when I wanted to quit, bro. When I was like, on that end, like, gotta change careers, but family reached out to me, man, gave me a few dollars to kind of float me through. Uh, Guys that I've kind of worked with, either they were in the industry and they were trying to pull me along in the industry. But the most important people, I was thinking about this other day, bro. A lot of the people that helped me get in the industry, man, are a lot of women, bro. A lot of females, because I think what it is when I kind of came in, I came out of the military, kind of came out of the military. I had like I didn't really get rubbed the wrong way because of a person's delivery. And I know a young lady named Jasmine. She gave me my first interview, Jasmine White. And they were like, "Oh man, you working with Jasmine?" I was like, "Yeah, man," because she was very direct. And by me coming from the military, man, I needed directness. I didn't
Right.
need to be, oh, this is a possibility. You can do this. This is a possibility. No, I need someone to be direct and tell me exactly what I needed to do. And I caught on, bro. Uh, Along the way, professors in my school, Miss Woods, Miss Cheers, uh, Miss June, she's another lady that helped me cross over from one field to another. But most important, man, it's a lot of people that helped me along the way, man, that were black women.
Right, right. It's good to give people their flowers, man, because a lot of times people may never ever hear their name called. So it's really important to know who behind the
Yes, sir.
scenes.
Yes, sir,
Uh,
bro.
when people ask you about what you do, what are the questions do they ask? Like, say if it's, and because a lot of times people don't ask the right questions. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like
right.
somebody might want to get in film school and they see you, you know, you made it through film school, and then they see you, you know, working with networks. What are questions that they usually ask you?
Well, I guess I guess the questions are elementary at one point because that's all you know. So I guess the best question is, hey man, how can I do what you do? And when someone asks me that question, I take the time. I pass my phone number out. You never can interrupt me because I guess the way my situation is set up that I can always have a 5 minute conversation. So I tell people my phone number is always open, but the first question people ask me is how can they do it or how they get in, and I'm always amped to help them. Whether it's simple advice about buying a camera, whether it's advice about how to get your project to the next level. But most of the time, man, people ask me questions about production, about how can they get into the industry, and I'm always amped to help people with that.
So what are some good film schools in the Atlanta area that people can check out?
Uh, I think I went to AIU, so I gotta shout my school out. AIU, AI. Uh, I heard Gwinnett has a school. One of my professors, the professor chair, now he's a professor at Gwinnett, uh, Georgia Film Academy. There are a lot of film schools. I don't say that a person necessarily has to go that route. But for me, it was a benefit because the military paid for my schooling, so I was able to float through school with the military support. Um, but most of the time, man, I would say the whole route about film school is you have to kind of have some goals set before you get out. Because if you think you're going to get out and just walk into a job, 99% of the time that doesn't happen. 99% of the time that doesn't happen. So along the way, you can pick up some tools, build networks that way.
Okay. And the last question is for relationships. How important are relationships in what
Woo!
you do? And are there any key movers and shakers that you're working with today?
Yeah, definitely, man. I work with Mr. Perry.
Mr. Who?
Relationship. Tyler Perry.
Okay, you know how
Yeah,
some people
yeah.
like you just say Perry, somebody down the street might be like, man, who is he talking about?
Yeah, I work with Mr. Perry. I work with Mr. Perry. We don't have a close, tight relationship, but I see him probably 6 months out of the year, 7 months out of the year. And, watching him from a distance, somebody with his stature and his magnitude, they don't have to talk to you every day for you to learn something or build something with them. I'm kind of loyal to him as far as if I had an option to take a job on another movie and I know that movie was coming up soon and I got a phone call, I would basically say, hey, I'm kind of booked for Mr. Perry. Uh, Relationships, I've also worked with Stan Lathan, which is Sanaa Lathan's dad.
Right, right,
Uh,
right.
he he directed some stuff with a couple episodes on Sanford and Son, so he's been doing it for that long. Jim Tripp is a great friend of mine. He's also a producer on Friday. He produced stuff like Moesha, Steve Harvey Show. He did stand-up comedy. He produced productions for Steve Harvey stand-up, Mike Epps, um, Monique. It's just so many people. I've had a personal relationship with Kevin, not necessarily on a phone-to-phone conversation, but I worked with him for like 3 months. Uh, Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe was a surprise to me, man, because actually also I film, produce, write, direct. I'm a camera cinematographer. I also drive, and I drove for Russell Crowe for 3 months with Russell Crowe and Nicole Kidman. And people like that, man, when they tell you something or when you hear something from them, it kind of becomes solid. But the one
Right,
thing about relationships that I kind of think is great is not only that you have to build relationships. Once you have this long Rolodex, or long as your call log has these big name people in it, or just people for everyday life, you also got to double back and cultivate those relationships.
right. That's
That
real important.
spending time with people, and a lot of people really, that's how you kind of get with people and people can trust you. I've had places and people, what those name people that I'm calling, I've actually went and helped them move their house. A guy named Roger Bob is a big producer here in Atlanta. I looked up to him. He asked me one time, he said, Dunbar, will you drive to New York and pick up some personal belongings I've had in a storage room for 12 years? I said, yeah, I went and picked it up, man. And I'm literally like looking at some of the call sheets that he had. Had posters and call sheets of work that he worked in when he was in film school, and he was a PA. And this guy is a big name in the industry now. So that relationship gave me some insight on, am I on the right path.
Right,
But the key to, I think, relationships is definitely cultivating relationships, man. And it doesn't have to be about what goes on the script or what goes on behind the camera or in the camera. Sometimes personal people, like those people I named, they're still personal. And they just want to have that type of relationship, and people they can trust in their life. That makes their course a lot stronger.
hey, I appreciate it, man. We're here today with Film Director Jarrett
Yes, sir.
Dunbar. Before we get out of here, is there anything you'd like to leave us with?
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Chase your dreams, and also the people along your way that will benefit from your dreams will be hurt or won't make it to the next level because we quit. So, for all the people that are chasing your dreams, thank you, man. Thank you for chasing your dreams.
Hey, Filmmaker Friday, the last interview, the birthday interview week. We started off with a video guy, Gabriel Hart, and we ended it with Jarrett Dunbar. So in between, we had two video giants out here making do. Like I said, it's a blessing. In order to
Yes,
get a
sir.
blessing, you got to be a blessing. So follow me on all social media platforms at enTIEtainer and even on Cash App. And we're going to close it out because it's been a blessed week. We're going to let Zay Sanford sing us away.
In order to get a
Thanks,
blessing,
bro.
you
Appreciate you.
have to be a blessing.
Yes, sir.
You see the words go to first and witness the word of the universe. In order to get a blessing, you have to be a blessing. I pray negativity leaves my space, and I hope many blessings come your way. In order to get a blessing, you have to be a blessing.